Welcome to the HMG Executive Leadership Spotlight. Here's our host, Hunter Muller.
Hello and welcome to HMG Spotlight. I'm here with Cate Heaman. Cate is the CEO of Prelude Solutions. Cate, great to have you on today's Spotlight.
Delighted to be here.
Tell us about your vision for Prelude and your ultimate mission.
Well, thank you very much, Hunter. So our vision for Prelude is we want to be the number one go-to organizations that companies come to for savings in their telecommunications arena. That's really what we do. We do it really well. We average 33% savings. And what we then do is help our clients with vendor selection. We have 400 different vendors that we help then really do the vendor selection and get them through that roadmap. We absolutely love finding that money, and the clients love it so much that we could put that money back into their budget. I mean, when you imagine you have $1 million spend and you're putting $333,000 back into the budget, imagine what you can do with that. And that's really, really what's the fun part of our business, is finding that money, getting it back into their budgets, and then helping them with future roadmaps for digital technology. And that's really taking a look at those 400 vendors and bringing them back into the fold and bubbling them up to the right ones that really matter. And we've really made a difference in our clients.
Great stuff. And I know you have some amazing clients that really love you. Talk to us about a client engagement from beginning, middle to end.
So every client starts off with an audit and optimization of where they are today. So you look at their current landscape and their environment, and we pull all of their local, their long distance, their internet, all of the communications, their technology bills, and we audit those. And we audit those for erroneous charges, missed billings. And then we help build that roadmap simultaneously, looking at, let's go ahead and we audit, we find these savings. At the same time, let's understand their roadmap and where they want to go in their technology for today, tomorrow, and the future, so that we're aligning our savings up with the roadmap that they want. And then we'll help them with that RFI vendor selection. We have an ecosystem of, it's got to be 400 plus partners now that we can help them with that vendor selection.
Cate, it seems like a heavy lift to do that kind of analysis with a mid-cap or a large cap organization. How do you do it?
Well, it's the team, right? So there's some automation that has come into play. And what we do is we have a nice team of auditors and analysts that will go in, and they have 20 plus years experience in this industry, and they will audit all of the erroneous charges, missed billings, back credits, and that goes into our automated system. And we're able to, through that phase one of our automated system, which we just started, show those recommendations and savings to the clients. And that's how we do it. It's a technology meets, the people side of the industry, and that's how we're able to do it. And there's a lot of history that goes into telecommunications. I mean, you can imagine that, we have copper lines, still in the earth today, right? And we're trying to now migrate that through some of the ESG initiatives that many of these organizations have to really bring those into today's world.
We're studying visionary leadership and courageous leadership. What are some courageous moments in your career ascent that have really shaped the way you lead, your visionary leadership style? And what did you do to persevere and push forward?
Well, that's a two-part question, because I think that initially one of the courageous moves that I made in my career was I spent 7.5 years in corporate America, and then I took the leap and said, I'm going to be a business owner. And I started my very first company at that time, and we built that company to 45 people and well over 12 million. And that's what shaped me, right? And I would think that there's a second part of that question, which is what have we done to become, what have we overcome recently? And I would say, that's a whole different question.
So, culture matters. What do you do to build a strong culture, a unique culture where people really want to work with you and grow and serve as world-class clients?
Culture is exactly what we worked on when we went through COVID, right? So COVID was a game changer for us. We were very new at that time. We were only 4 years old. It brought our teams together, and that's where we started really building that culture. We started it from the very beginning. I will tell you that in the very first 6 months of building Prelude Solutions, we brought in an outsourced leadership program to help us build our culture, build our mission, build our core values and what they meant to everybody. So right from the ground, right from the very start, we started that. And then we rebuilt it when we went through COVID. And then we just went and did another round last year of looking at our core values and building them again. So to answer your question, culture is the number one thing that is the success of Prelude Solutions, because if you do not have a positive, successful culture, you are not going to be successful.
Couldn't agree with you more. Innovation matters, innovating for yourself and for your clients. What are some interesting innovation initiatives that you're working on?
So what I had mentioned earlier is we are in that phase 1 of our automation process. So what we're doing is we're automating all of our recommendations and savings that are client facing to the clients. And that also is automating our back office so that our analysts can now get out of that Excel hell, if you will, because everything is done through Excel spreadsheets. So now we're automating that process. We're in that phase 1 of that, which is really in the operations end of it. Phase 2, we begin actually this next quarter, which is a couple of days from now, and we will be pulling that into the finance portion of that. During COVID, we embarked on our CRM project, and we stuck with it and went through that, and were able to implement that, in 2020, and that was already a great process for us to start.
Cate, when you think of leadership really matters. How would you characterize your leadership style?
I really believe that I am a collaboration leader. Okay. And what I mean is I like to solve problems with the team. So solving problems with the team, and also taking a look at data, and I'm a data-driven leadership style. So I'm all about, okay, here's the finances, here is the BI tools and the data and the reporting, and how do they now tell a story so that we can make really good decisions as a leader to move forward. But that's one piece of it, and then the other piece is the human side of that, which is that collaboration. And in tough situations and in business decisions, I do like to lean on the team as well as my advisory board.
When you say success matters, how would you define success for yourself today and for this year, and how are you tracking?
Well, success is revenue driven. So we have revenue goals every quarter, and we track and review our goals every single Monday during a scorecard revenue review. So yes, there's the revenue success. Also, one part of success is learning from where you are today. So we had embarked on a number of Fortune 1000 organizations as clients over the last 8 months. And there's a lot of lessons learned. And if you're not constantly learning and changing and making sure that you're protecting your company in that realm, then you're not successful, right? And then the third part of success is what you had alluded to earlier, the culture. We have to have a happy Prelude culture, and that is very important to Prelude. And also, I think Prelude's reputation has to stay intact. So there's a lot of part of success, what success means to me. It's reputation, it's culture, it's revenue growth, and it's making sure that you continue to learn.
Great stuff. I love it. When you think about lessons learned in your career ascent, What would you like to impart to our audience here today?
Career advice. So, I would say that if you're a business owner, I would highly recommend making sure that you embark on your business advisors, gain advisors, meet with those advisors once a month in a formal meeting where you're doing a presentation of where you are and measuring yourself as an organization month over month. And then you'll have maybe a couple hours of quarterly meetings here and there. And I just think that it keeps you accountable, it keeps your organization accountable, and with that, obviously, you have great advice, and that's invaluable. If you're a C-level person, I would say surround yourself by good people.
Great stuff, Cate. Love the interview. Thank you so much for coming on the spotlight today, and looking forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you.